this way, life freaks inside. Be amazed in wonderment. Step right this way, life freaks inside.
You think you're smart, bro? Let's go. You think you're fucking smart? Let's go.
So when you go up 120,000 feet and the camera's on the balloon, there's no curve. So why would you see it from the ocean when you're right next to the ground?
Okay, so I have somebody called the Blue Marble Science, and he did actually that experiment himself with 3 different cameras. 2 were curved lenses, and 1 was not.
Great.
And we actually showed the curvature. So, one person said that wasn't right. I have other people that
Everybody
say it
has
is
said
right.
that that's not right.
Who?
Everybody. Nobody thinks that you can see the curve from that height.
Okay, what height did you say that you pretended that we can't see that from? Let me say it here
Any
once
height,
again.
120,000 feet.
Okay. So Monday, I'm gonna go and do my research. Monday, when we go talk about this again, I'm gonna bring you video that shows this.
Great. Because nobody else has that video except you, I guess.
It's around the world. There's multiple people that have done these experiments.
That video doesn't exist.
And that that you literally can go and do experiments yourself, like taking 2 sticks, putting them so far away from each other, and then you see the shadow, and then you can calculate how big the Earth is.
That's the dumbest experiment ever. That could work on either.
Okay, let's see. What else can I have you say that's dumb? Okay, you already said that the boats don't disappear behind the horizon, bottom up, right? And then you say that if you took a P1000, right? That's the camera that you think that is going to do it. And you zoom in, that it's going to come back, and then it's never going to disappear bottom up at any point. It's just going to disappear. It's just going to get so small it disappears.
Yeah.
You think that's what you think?
Mm-hmm.
Have you done this yourself? Do you live on the ocean? Have you ever lived next to the ocean? Because literally, that's what I've done myself. Like I have millions of videos of people that did that, and then it still went. And the thing about it is, the mast is always going to be the proper size to the scale of the ship when it goes over. So there's no distortion of atmosphere or whatever you all think is going to happen to make that happen. So okay, that's all I need. Which mountains? Which mountains?
Tons of different mountains. We could do Cheyenne to, we could do Fort Collins to Pikes Peak, and you can see Pikes Peak, and you shouldn't be able to see it if it was a globe because it should be behind the curve.
Sweet.
Except there is no curve.
Sweet, perfect.
What are you going to say? Refraction?
No, you are wrong in your math. You aren't actually figuring out where you are to look at those.
How do you know?
There's because I know physics and I know math. I know how to figure this out. I know how all of you are getting it wrong, and that's why.
Okay, then how are we getting it wrong?
Because you don't know where you're standing and to look and
how
to
do
do
we
the
not know where
calculations.
we're standing?
Are you doing 2 miles per square inch or whatever of curvature?
What is the curvature?
It's a lot bigger than that. It's not
What is
that.
the formula of curvature for the Earth?
It's
what
not
is it?
the.
You don't even know.
It's not for the parabola.
I can tell you how your model works better than you can.
No, that's not. That's for a parabola, not for what a sphere is. That's why the 2 miles per square inch is wrong.
Nobody said 2 inches per mile.
That's what you all think. That's why you think.
That's the wrong number. You know the wrong number.
That's why you think you can't see those mountains.
It's not 2 inches.
What is it?
8 inches. And when you look it up,
8 inches per square mile. Sorry.
And that's still not right. 8 inches per mile squared. And that's what you think. That's what your scientists tell you.
Yeah, totally. So
because you can look that up on Google, and that's what you're supposed to believe.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you're totally.
But you didn't even know that.
No, I knew it. I knew it. I was off by a couple inches.
And you couldn't even say it right.
Anyways, so yes, Monday we are going to come back and we're going to show this gentleman all the proofs. And of course, what is he going to say? That it is all wrong.
And it's more like winter for them right now.
Okay.
So the sun is we don't know exactly how it works, but the sun seems to be in a wider thing then and more of a tighter circle like right now. And you can see that the sun is in where it goes is slightly different in the summer and winter.
So why do we not have a flat Earth model yet that actually is cohesive?
Well, I mean, the best one is like the AE map.
Why?
You know what that is?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay.
It's the European map they made flat, and that's why Australia is this weird shape, and it can't be because the grid lines only go so many grid lines, and so you have to make everything change shape. Okay, one thing really quick. Why is no amateur pilot accidentally ran into the dome? If the ice wall is only 200 miles,
We don't know that. Nobody knows
sure.
that.
But what I've heard, let's just say that the ice wall is 200 miles up. We can still fly over that. Why is no amateur pilot
You
accidentally?
mean 200 feet?
No. They say
I've never heard anyone say.
it's too.
Nobody thinks that it's 200 miles.
When I listen
Who do
to
you listen
Nathan
to?
Thompson. I
I know him.
I know all
I know
of
him
them.
personally.
I know.
Nobody said 200. I
it's-
think what you're saying is 200 feet.
It doesn't matter. Let's say 200 feet.
Okay.
Why is a plane not flying into the fucking dome yet?
Well, nobody,
amateur.
Okay, nobody can. For one, nobody can fly over Antarctica where the ice
What if they
wall
did?
is.
What if they did?
Nobody's done it.
Who's gonna stop them? Nobody.
The military who
Nope.
controls Antarctica.
There's not enough military to
There's,
cover the whole circumference.
nobody's
You can't-
tried.
You can't. Yes. Why not? Why haven't one of you flat earthers fucking tried to do
I
it?
agree. I agree with
why
that.
don't you have a fucking
I
Jeep?
agree.
Why don't you? So why didn't they do
I
that?
agree- I agree.
Because it would take you guys fucking 20 minutes to fucking do that if you actually did. You literally actually went and did your fucking research.
Well,
Or-
you guys could do it too. Because,
We already
okay,
have.
Listen,
No. There
Nobody's flown around the Earth this
There-
way either, because they just tried to. Nobody's ever done it. You only go around that way.
Listen real quick.
Nobody's gone.
Okay, listen real quick.
Do you understand that?
There's footage of people flying around Antarctica this way, down at the bottom. So that means it's
We don't
only
really
this big.
know.
No,
There's
you can watch.
footage.
There's 24-hour footage of planes flying around the edges, and their GPS and everything says this. And you can see the horizon and the sun. There's not.
I know
it's
there's
not
that thing with the sun.
Well, the thing is that wouldn't happen on the flat Earth.
Well, I don't know about that.
So,
but,
so look it up. No, literally. Watch,
have to send me
look
this
up,
site.
Look up. No, just.
I know about
just
the
Google.
24-hour sun down there,
no,
but
no,
it's
no.
light, not the sun. But
Yeah,
there's light.
No, there is.
And a lot
video.
and people think that they can be faked. The video's fake.
Sure.
I could just say that, the video's
no,
fake.
Of course, everything's CGI. I know.
No, but it could be.
Of course it could.
So-
but there is footage of things that were happening before CGI. The 1950s. we have
there's
footage of
really
all that stuff.
And I'd like to definitely
So-
show you some 1950s NASA stuff because it looks really fake.
Yeah, but the problem is there's glitches and things because of how
it looks
far
like
space.
it looks like claymation because they're really bad at making fake.
No, it's because
NASA
it's
stuff.
because the information going back and forth from Earth to the Moon is so far that there's sometimes glitches or there's sometimes anomalies that don't happen.
Except Nixon was able to talk to astronauts on the moon with no delay. Whoops, that was a big mistake they made.
There technically was a delay, and it was
No,
going through
not
Australia.
with Nixon. Not with Nixon, there wasn't a delay. He was
and-
like, hello, and they were like, hello, Mr. President. That one didn't have a delay because they messed up.
Sure, but it was the delay was sent through multiple countries to get up there. So we have multiple countries that can collaborate.
They always
that
screw up.
happened.
They always screw up the delay.
Remember-
because they can't figure out how long to do it. Could be 10 seconds, 8 seconds, 20 seconds.
Remember,
they screw it up.
Remember, every other country wanted to prove they could go to the moon before us. If we faked it, they would prove it to us already.
Their governments. Okay, I got it. Their governments. their high
they
people
would get
are in on it too.
They would get more famous.
They're in on it too.
No. Third world countries.
not.
Third world countries would
They
get
haven't
so
gone.
famous.
They haven't gone to the moon. The
They
third
would
world
get-
countries haven't gone to the moon.
Other people would get so famous.
The
that
only
they
ones that have
proved
gone
it.
to the moon are China, India, Russia, America. That's it. That third world countries are not going to the moon. And in the Japanese and Chinese footage, Japan has too. Okay, Japanese and Chinese footage looks so terrible.
There's 52.
It looks really bad.
There's 52 space agencies. You don't think one of them would say, "Hey, we can
I think
fucking."
their top
we
people all work together. I think the top governments of the world are like a secret cabal, elite people that are like,
Yeah.
they like want to keep this a secret.
No, of course. We have the lizard underground.
No,
people,
I don't believe in that.
And the
I don't
cyborgs
believe
and
in
the
that.
aliens,
I don't
and we're
believe in
all.
that.
Well, that's exactly what you're saying.
No,
is
I'm
that
not.
no, but that's the same level.
not.
It's the
It's
same
not.
level.
It's not.
because
It's completely different.
Remember, China doesn't want to work with us. Other countries, Russia
They
doesn't
might.
want to work. No, why? If they don't want to be in the UN, they don't want to be a part of whatever. Look at what Russia's doing to
They're
Ukraine.
part of the Antarctic Treaty that they did in 1947.
But that doesn't say that you can't go there. People can go there and be there for months.
Not
And
really.
they can travel on it.
Not really. People
Have you looked up what it
Yes.
costs to go there and actually discover it?
Yes.
I mean, you can go there.
for like $20,000 or $40,000. They make it
Yeah.
super expensive.
Only reason is because it's fucking so hard
they
to
wanna
live there.
keep people
no,
away from there.
It's so hard to live there.
And they only let
They
people
don't
go
want-
to
they-
like look at some penguins, and then they're like,
Nope,
you can't go
nope,
anywhere you want.
Nope. Watch the videos. Look at the people who've actually gone there on these travels, and they will show you large amounts of land, and they go around Antarctica as well. They don't go this way. They go that way. It's always on this side. It's not on this side. It's not this way. It's that way. See what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
And again, we've debated all these people, and their math doesn't match up with
And
the
the
right
play-
math.
and the-
and math can't be faked. You
We're into
can't-
math too. We're super into math. Like I said, I know like all the math stupid for all this stuff. And like the plane flights, they always avoid going over the South Pole. They always go
Because it's
all
hard,
the
it's rough,
And
it's-
all the flights go. They're straight lines that work perfectly on the flat map, and on the curve map they don't make any sense the way they go. And you put them all on a flat map and they go straight. Like for instance, to go from like LA to Japan, you go by Alaska or something. Because on a flat Earth map, it's like a straight line, but on a globe map, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, why would you go way up there? For on a globe map, it looks like this: you go up to Alaska and then down to Japan. Okay,
Yeah.
it looks like that. It makes no sense. You should just go like right like that. And then this happens all over the world like this. You shouldn't be taking these weird angles, but on a flat map, they're straight lines.
So the reason why they do that is because there are airports and there are
No,
places
I knew
to
you were going
land,
to say it. See, I know
emergency
you're gonna,
land.
but it's
You
not
don't wanna
always
go-
like that. It's not always presenting these emergency places to
Okay,
land.
well that's not what Wolfie 2040
I
or
don't like him.
Of course you
He's
don't.
an idiot. He's
Well,
an asshole.
he flies it all the time without crashing and without doing anything wrong. All the equipment he uses makes him do everything he's supposed to do correctly.
Oh, God, you like him. He's so
why,
bad.
So why would that not work? You can't
Because
make, you
it's
can't
all
make directional
over.
equipment that doesn't work. That does not work. You can't captain a boat incorrectly, otherwise you'll hit land. You have to have the right
Yes,
things. Do
I
the
agree.
thing.
I agree, and I think
then-
they're using a flat map to do that.
And then why do they use 3 laser gyroscopes in every single plane to get their everything? It has
Okay, on a plane-
it's three different things
Yeah,
that go on.
I know.
And the only reason it can be 3 is because it has to have the middle one is the curvature of the Earth.
Okay.
You can't have the 3
and for
without.
the pilot would have to dip down to stay.
And they never do.
And they never do.
Because that doesn't make any sense. The Earth is so big. You just said
You
to me
have to
earlier.
keep dipping
No,
down.
the Earth is so big you don't have to. And it's
No.
making corrections of like 1% maybe to do that.
But in a
it's more,
super-
it's doing
okay.
way more other things and you don't notice it
Yeah.
than the dipping. You
But-
don't notice it turning left or right sometimes.
But there's a computer layout of like a plane taking off from LA. It'll look kind of like on a screen like this. It'll be like LA to New York. So what the plane does is it goes up into the air, and then it goes over, and then it lands in New York. And like it's showing that the plane does it in a straight, flat way. It goes from LA to New York, and their program doesn't show that it's going around a curve. They're showing that it just goes up and then it goes completely flat and the plane never goes down. The plane has the electronics and the computer stuff in the plane would say that we did such and such amount of a dip to get around, to stay around that curve. We had to keep around that, and that does not exist.
So-
the computer doesn't ever show that happened.
Same with the flat Earth. You'd always have to be tilting one way. You'd always have to be going right.
To get around, I agree.
And that
to get
doesn't
around,
show, and that doesn't show
So
up
you
in
could
any
say
other
that
equipment.
too. I agree with that.
So, boom, again, you guys are using math that you don't have to show that this
But
is
you
not
guys do
working.
it too, so
no, because
that's-
we're not.
Well,
The
I just said you
the
have to dip down.
The Earth,
Okay.
no.
Listen,
Once
okay.
again, the Earth is so big that the atmosphere you don't have to dip because the
Okay,
Earth
but
is so
listen to this
huge.
one. If you're in like a super fast plane, like an SR-71 Blackbird or
And
something,
they do say
and you're
they have
going-
to do that.
and you're
They-
going super
they
fast.
do say they have to do that.
No, they would have to
Ask a
they
jet
would-
pilot.
They would have
Ask
to
a
be,
jet pilot
They'd have to
if
be
they do
going
that.
thousands of feet. Because they'd be going
And-
so fast, they'd have to be cranking it down thousands of feet every second.
No, because
or every
the Earth
minute.
is so big. No, because the Earth is so big. Like you said earlier,
They would
Earth-
because they would have to do that.
Nope.
Yes,
the
it
Earth
is
is
because
so
of that.
big. Like you said, if I stood 100, like you said, if I stood 100 feet and I look down, I can't see the curve. When they're flying that, it's so big they don't ever have to
But
do that.
when they're going that fast, they have to.
Nope, because the
When
Earth
they're
is so
going in
big.
the super fast ones, they have to.
Because the Earth is so big.
No.
And again, why am I not dipping to the left or right to go around the flat Earth either? Why does that not show up on any of the equipment?
Because they're actually not going in a big curve like that.
Exactly.
They're going in straight lines. They're not doing a big curve.
But how do I not?
Like if we're on the flat Earth, like right here, to get to like Australia, you don't go like this. You go like that.
Well, on a map that's flat, it looks like it's flat. But then when you put it on a curve thing, then it actually dips. And again, you'll see how it has to go around. If you look at the instrumentation of how it like actually works, it will show that you're going around. And that's again why they go in weird places. Because it's on a curve, and so they have to go these weird places to not go straight, because it's not straight. You can't just go to straight everything. It's always on a curve, and that's why they go these weird.
No, they're always going straight
dips.
because that's the straight path to get there. They're not doing curves. Anyways, okay, how about like, the monumental speeds we're going? Like right now, we're going 2 million miles per hour in total.
Okay, so have you seen?
And does that blow off the atmosphere? Why doesn't that blow up the atmosphere?
Because it's been millions of years that we've been doing this. There's been a constant of it going the same speed.
So
we have a constant of stuff going the same. Okay, have you seen
Why would that matter?
Physics? But really quick. So have you seen the semi-truck that is driving 80 miles per hour and that has the trampoline and the gentleman bounce?
Yes, that is.
That's why.
No, it's not.
That's how physics works. Because something moving in a constant does not make anything that is in the middle of it
But it's not
feel
moving
like
in a constant. It's going in 10 different directions because we're going around the sun. We're rotating ourselves.
You're just overcomplicating. No, you're
undercomplicating it.
No. You're overcomplicating it.
We're going in so many different directions.
No, we're not. No, it's everything
it's not, that only works in one direction. But we're going many different directions.
All together with everything else. Everything is moving with us at the same time, so we don't feel it because it's all doing this.
But
it doesn't matter what it's doing.
But you can't reproduce that with the trampoline and the semi-truck because that's only going in one direction.
But it's showing a constant of speed.
It's only showing one direction. If you change the direction, if you change that direction, then that guy's gonna fly off into the bushes.
Only because you're changing the constant of speed.
No,
if everything is moving together,
it's because of different curves.
No, if everything's moving
there's
together,
no proof. You can't prove it though. You can't prove any experiment.
That's what that
do it
does.
on a roller coaster, then everything's moving together. Do it on.
No, they're not. No. You're having opposite forces. That's what G-forces are. A G-force is something that is opposite than what is happening in nature.
What's happening with spinning one way. We're going around the sun in a different way.
It's everything's going together. It's all together.
It's all together. Is there like 10 different directions?
Sure, but we're all working together. It's all together. Everything's moving together because it's been billions of years that everything's moving. So why would it be? Why would we feel it?
It's not moving together when you're going different directions.
Listen. If you were a species on a moving planet, why would you feel the movement? It would make no sense for us to feel it because it's an extra sensory that we don't need to feel. Our species, after evolution, would tell us we don't need to feel that unless we move ourselves faster in a car, we go slower in a vehicle.
We don't know. I mean, that's hypothetical. That's a theory.
Why would your brain? Why would?
We don't know if that's true or not.
No, think of it logically. Why would somebody? Why would
still just a theory.
Why would we feel movement? Because then I have to do this constantly. If I didn't feel movement, now I can do this evenly.
It's an idea.
I'd have to go like this, and I'd always be scared that we're moving. But we're not, and it's a constant.
Yeah, we're not moving.
When you have a constant,
like
you don't
right
feel
now,
a constant.
Like it would be insane. Like Fort Collins is never in the same place for you in your world. Like to me, Fort Collins is always right here.
Step right this way, life freaks inside. Be amazed in wonderment. Step right this way, life freaks inside.